What's up, YouTube? It's Nick Balls, back at it again for video number 2. This week we were going to do a review of Enhanced Athletes Code Red. We're still going to do that review probably next week. This video is in response to a Facebook post that kind of went a little nuts about how cardio is making you fat. And I know this is probably like my first clickbaity title, and I don't want people to get confused. I don't want people thinking that doing cardio is a bad thing or cardio is killing you or anything like that. But what I tend to see here is that I see a lot of people, especially girls, just calling it how I see it, a lot of girls at the gym just on the cardio machines. And if you go into any gym you see, you can walk in and immediately you see rows of cardio, ellipticals, bikes, usually a few treadmills and other types of cardio equipment, but it's usually just treadmills and ellipticals. And those things are filled. You'll go in there and you almost can guarantee there's going to be times when you don't see people in the weight room, but you'll almost always see someone on the cardio machine, whatever it is. So what I'm addressing here today is what happens when you do too much cardio and why it's a bad thing to redline your body on just cardio. Now, I'm not making a case for not doing cardio. I think it's perfectly good. I just think that most people are doing too much cardio and they're not seeing the results that they want. Firstly, women, if you're doing 2 hours of cardio and you're not losing weight, there's a problem. It's not for some crazy reason. It's not like, oh my God, I'm not seeing results because I'm not putting in work. I see a lot of people out there, a lot of not heavy, but just people who are trying to hit a goal of some kind, doing tons and tons and tons of cardio and getting nowhere and down on themselves. And it's not that they're not hard workers. I think there's people who are going to the gym who are putting their time and effort into a baseless or meaningless routine that isn't helping them physically. It's not helping them mentally. It's not really beneficial to anybody. It's taking up time and you're spending it on what? So, what happens when you do too much cardio? What happens to your body when you do too much cardio? What happens when you do a lot of cardio? Your brain releases stress hormones. I could go down the list, but if you just look up stress hormones, you're going to find a long list of different types of stress hormones that are released when you do a lot of anything physical, really, but particularly cardio. We used to be hunters and gatherers thousands of years ago. We had to run and chase our food. And when we did that, our brain would release stress hormones to combat the physical exertion. And now we're doing that to ourselves in a different way. We're spending hours and hours on the treadmill or hours and hours on the elliptical, and these stress hormones are building up and building up. And what it's telling your body to do is hold on to that fat. You're freaking yourself out by doing all of this cardio. You're basically playing a trick on your brain. And that trick is, oh my God, I don't have enough food, or who knows what's the next time I'll have this type of energy. I might as well save fat now for the next time this idiot does this to me. And I see people every day who, God bless them, they're putting in hard work, but they're doing hours and hours and hours of cardio. And it's just, you're not doing yourself a favor. You're hurting yourself. And then there'll be people like come up to me all the time. Oh, look at The Biggest Loser. Those guys did tons of cardio and they lost tons of weight. Well, you can set your body into this horrible cacophony of releasing stress hormones and then getting addicted to the release of stress hormones. And this will burn fat. But you have to think about the long-term repercussions of this. Now, if you look at a study, I don't know, it came out about a year or two ago, they went back to the contestants of The Biggest Loser. And I think it's like something like 97% of them are now back to being obese. This isn't a fucking mystery. This isn't like some crazy, conspiracy. These guys did a lot of cardio and now they're fat again. And it has nothing to do with the fact that they weren't doing something perfectly healthy for themselves. They were trying to better themselves. They were just doing it in the wrong way. What I suggest and what I challenge girls especially, but guys too, and I don't think guys have as much of a problem doing this, but I do see guys, because guys, we don't like cardio. I don't know many guys who, oh, fuck yeah, I'm ready to go to the gym and be on the treadmill for 2 hours. Guys, and girls both, I challenge you to get out of your routine of going on the bike or going on the elliptical or going on the treadmill for 2 hours or an hour or whatever it is. Do 20 minutes and see how you feel. And do 20 minutes for, if you're working out 4 days a week, do 20 minutes for 2 of those workouts. So 2 on, 2 off. Or vice versa, if you want to do 1 on, 1 off, 1 on, that's fine too. Just keep it easy, keep it light. 20 minutes, nothing crazy. Now, people ask me, I think in the comments, should I do my cardio before I work out or after? Now, that really depends on what you're trying to do. Personally, I'm trying to get as big as I possibly can. So for me, that means I do my cardio before I work out. The reason for this being is my workout, I'm trying to get as much blood into the areas that I'm working on as I possibly can. For me to do cardio after my workout, I'm going to be drawing that blood away from those areas that I just spent so much time putting it into. So for me, it doesn't make sense to do it after the workout. Now, ladies, you might want to do your cardio after the workout. It might be beneficial in slimming you down a bit. I see plenty of girls who will hit the weights and then do cardio after, and I think that's a great idea if you're trying to lose weight or tone down. Nothing wrong with that. You could do it before, you could do it after. My point is, keep it light, keep it easy, keep it 20 minutes or less. Look at bodybuilders. The best bodybuilders on earth are doing no more than 45 minutes of cardio, and that's for contest prep. I know hundreds of bodybuilders who look incredible all year round and do 0 cardio. And I'm not making that up. They do 0 cardio. When they get ready for a show, they'll start doing, 15, 20 minutes fasted, usually in the morning, or before their workout, like I was talking about earlier. And then as they get closer and closer to the show, of course, they'll cut their carbs down, and then they'll be doing more and more cardio up to 45 minutes, but they usually never go over 45 minutes. And that's on it's a big day. And they'll, when they're getting ready for a show, they might do 45 minutes every workout or 4 or 5 days a week. But that's, getting ready for a show. At that point in time, they're 5% body fat, maybe less. You don't need to be killing yourself on the treadmill to look good. It's not necessary. The strength and the conditioning and the muscle toning that comes in the weight room is where you're going to see the best progress. I watched myself go from 180 pounds, completely fat and waterlogged, hadn't worked out in 10 years, to 225 pounds and ripped in 6 months, doing almost 0 cardio and almost strictly weightlifting. I think that people need to focus more on their strength goals and more on whatever they feel like needs individual work. A girl asked me, should I, I want to get my arms toned. And someone told me that I should be doing 2 hours on the elliptical and that'll tone my arms. I don't know who dispenses this kind of advice, but if you want to work on a specific body part, personally, I have smaller legs. My shoulders are broader, so I don't have to do my traps. I don't have to do as much upper body work, but my legs need a lot of work. So I'm going to be doing a lot more leg-centric workouts for the next few months coming up into summer. And then that will improve my overall physique. So if you're trying to target a specific area, look at that area in particular and think about what exercises you can be doing for that specific area. Cardio's great. Cardio is good to keep your blood flow. It's terrific for keeping your circulatory system moving. You need all of that. I'm not saying don't do cardio. Not at all. Just keep it light, keep it easy, and don't stress out about going 2-3 hours on the elliptical or on the treadmill. It's just not necessary. Try eliminating from your workout entirely for a month. See what happens. Lift heavier or harder and completely eliminate cardio. Just see what happens. Who knows? But maybe it won't work for you. Maybe your body needs a lot of cardio. Everyone's different. And that's the point I'm trying to make, guys, is play around, experiment. I look at some of the greatest bodybuilders in the world. They don't have formulas. They do everything by feel. They feel their body. It's like when you're watching those Iron Chef shows and you see these guys running around the kitchen and you never see them pull out a recipe book, not once. And that's for a very good reason, because they have everything up here. You have to be able to feel your body. feel your body, feel what works, and do what you can to improve individual parts of your body. Thanks for watching, YouTube. It's Nick Balls. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We'll see you next week with another review video. Yeah, keep getting them gains. Cheers.